scientific method cannot justify the scientific method. Therefore, it itself is a dogmatic religious presupposition.
You hear me? I don't hear you yet. There we go. Now we're good. We're good.
What's up?
What's cracking, dude?
We're live.
We're live?
Yup.
What's
I don't
up,
know how
Trick?
to do it where it's not immediately live. So
What do you use? Streamlabs OBS or OBS?
Streamlabs.
Streamlabs OBS sucks, man. Old OBS is so much better, in my opinion.
Well, they don't take as much money.
So what's up, dude? You look sad, man. It's because you lost that debate yesterday?
I'm crying because I lost that debate. I got BTFO'd by atheists. And
Dude, but really though, like all the experts, I don't know if you realize, but every expert in every scientific field, do you disagree with them and deny the experts? And
I looked up that paper and I read it and I realized it's time to pack it up.
Dude, just back it up, man. You should just give your channel
It's
to.
like vegan gains. I don't know if you knew this about vegan gains, but he cites papers, Tristan. And so if you cite a paper, it's pretty much settled. The science is settled.
That's true. That's true. It's consensus, right? The scientific consensus of the experts of the science that is settled have said that you clearly lost.
Of course, he turned around and
Okay.
said that if the scientific consensus decided that there were no laws of logic, it wouldn't matter. There are still laws of logic, but we follow the consensus. So,
Dude, just admit it. You don't know anything about anything, and you were wrong about
everything.
something, and
Everything.
then you were wrong about something else.
And every expert disagrees with me.
Like you're done. It's over. I was actually I was in the bath last night listening to that, and I tuned in probably 10 minutes into the stream, and I woke up in the morning and I had to tell Jessica, I was like, the worst debate ever happened last night. It was the most frustrating debate to watch, and I went to the beginning and I showed her the replay, and I hadn't seen his initial opening arguments.
Oh,
I
that's
figured
the best
maybe
part.
I figured it had started smoothly. Maybe he made a few points and then you guys got into the muck of it and then you clashed. No, it was just immediate idiocy. It was
A disaster from the get-go. I mean, it was like his arguments were so bad, I was admittedly shook by the badness of the arguments. I was like,
yeah.
this guy makes Mark Brahman and Kurgan look like geniuses. Like this was literally the worst debate I've ever had. I was shook. I've never seen anything like it.
I was shook. I was literally shaking listening to it. I was literally shaking. I was just like I think I sent you a message yesterday like I want to strangle this dude so bad. It was the smile and like the grin, I think that's like the scientific term for this. Yeah, there is a term for that in science, and that's in the scientific literature. It's called a shit-eating grin that he had the whole time.
And he kept scratching his head.
This guy. Jay, hey Jay. It's like 10 minutes.
What was with him? I mean, I was picturing him being tiny because he was sitting in this gigantic, like, boomer, like, recliner that was like 5 times bigger than him, and he's like this, and I'm like, let your mom sit in your mom's recliner, dude. Get her off the scooter. Let her sit in the recliner. You go sit in a normal chair.
If you just let me talk, Jay. What's a recliner, Jay? Do you even know what a recliner is?
Define a recliner. Define it.
You don't know what a recliner. You know what a recliner is. You don't even know what it is. You're a fucking idiot, Jay. I can't believe you. You don't even know what a recliner is. Jay, just don't answer. Jay, I'm gonna ask you a question, and when you try to answer, I'm gonna say, Jay.
The first hour was that, and then I realized it was just time for it to be pure comedy. So, I told him that perhaps his local community college is better suited to preparing for him for a future in the food services industry, not in the YouTube philosophy industry. So I think that was.
The OnlyFans is really opening up. Like, there's a lot of new horizons opening up with, the what do you call it? I mean, big tech's getting into big pimping. So I think a lot of these creators could soon be finding themselves creating some different content.
I'm sure Tom Junk could find a niche fetish for guys that sit on gigantic recliners. Tiny guys on giant recliners. I'm sure there's some fetish niche for that.
Oh, I'm sure. He'll tap into it. But he's literally thousands of experts that have come onto his channel.
He's had thousands of expert philosophers on his channel.
Thousands of them. But in only like 100 or so videos, or a couple hundred videos. I thought that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, I liked also, if he did an OnlyFans, it could be Tom Junk. Because his arguments are junk, and he could promote his junk. If he was on OnlyFans.
Tom Junk. I did.
No, Tom Junk. His junk.
As I said, Tom Junk, man.
Tristan, I'm madder more than your kids. You're on a stream with me.
Jay, do you even know what kids are, Jay?
Tristan, I mean, like, the net carbon output of the children that you have, I don't know if you know this, but, like, this is really entirely selfish of you to have children with the 5 pounds of net carbon that they put out every day.
Okay, we're gonna train our children to be reproductive health services providers, so they'll offset all that carbon.
They'll offset the carbon.
Yeah.
By the way, you do a really good vegan gains. I've realized that you're vegan. Your vegan gains and your who's that other guy you do? You do him perfect now. You're straight.
The bumbling idiot. The problem is with my channel, the things I make fun of, they're just like the smallest.
Tristan, come back to us. You froze, bro. Frozen Tristan. He's a popsicle of bad rapping. He ain't got no rhymes. Okay, Tristan's back. You froze. Right. You're back.
And I could hear you the whole time. But what I was saying is my channel, the crazy characters we feature often on the channel, you probably would never hear of them if you didn't.
Who's the guy with the Hinch Herbivore? You do him really good. Tristan with that boomer Mexican dial-up internet he's got.
Dude, I'm getting my Illuminati internet connection. It's getting jacked. I'm getting hijacked.
Montezuma's revenge on your damn boomer Mexican dial-up.
My back?
Is it Hench Herbivore? Do that guy. He's funny.
If you don't do it for the animals, you do it. Never really a vegan. But did you know that I'm bigger than you?
I'm bigger than you. I could smash you.
I am bigger and stronger than you for the animals. I eat as much as 3 human beings would eat to maintain my thighs for the animals.
I've got birthing thighs. Birthing thighs.
I'll do who's that other, the one that
Big Daddy.
Hi everyone, welcome. Hi everyone, welcome to Jay Dyer's channel. So Jay Dyer is non-vegan and he just really enjoys abusing animals.
I'm just really selfish.
You're really selfish. Hey everyone. So check out my wife's OnlyFans if you want to see pictures of my wife's holes. There's some really tasteful artsy shots of her with almond butter spread all over her, and you might just, if you sign up, you might just get to see my pee-pee. Okay, everyone.
I don't know if you know this, Tristan, but I have a pee-pee that's shaped like cauliflower, and it's because, in fact, I love vegetables that much.
The doctor said that you can trim like the excess parts of the pee-pee that look like cauliflower, but you can't make you can't make cauliflower bacon from it. You don't want to do that.
And then what's the guy who says
you want to be the big daddy?
Which guy is he?
That one's funny, man. That's like I feel like to be a proper vegan activist, like a vegan YouTube activist, which I mean the bar is really high. To be a vegan YouTube activist, you have to put out like a video a week. You have to have, you really there's really no communication skills required. You don't have to look at like anything in particular. Just no matter what you do, if you just say I'm vegan and I do this, like people are fucking amazed. Like you could be a professional vegan shoe tire, right? Like if you're vegan and you could put on Velcro shoes, you're like you're very impressive to the YouTube vegan community. So yeah, some of these guys, that dude that you're talking about, that guy's voice, oh, you want to be the big man, the big daddy. If the toxic masculinity, you don't know that doesn't exist anymore. That guy's got another channel called Those Vegan Queens, and they're legit. Him and his boyfriend are like drag queens. So I mean, there's just like really cool philosophers and role models and possible babysitters that you find on vegan YouTube, and sometimes they have funny voices.
Yeah, nothing mentally ill about this crowd. I mean, they're total obvious weirdos, totally malnourished, but nothing weird about it at all.
I can't stop. It's like this. It's like one little facet of what we see going on in the bigger picture. And it does fit in. It's a very important facet, right? The control of food, control of the food supply. But I just find it interesting how these little cults can be leveraged for all sorts of different agendas and just played like like a pawn on the board, right? You see the vegans get used to tear down family farms, right? Invading small family farms and calling them murderers and messing with their income. But then you also see them at the same time like promoting KFC and promoting, oh, look at this, the Beyond Burger is saving the planet. We got to team up with the UN for to make impossible foods.
Yeah, you had a great takedown of Klaus when he's podcast talking about podcasts. And
Podcast.
when
You're
Klaus
popular podcast. I'm here with popular podcaster and former member of 98 Degrees, Jay Dyer, over here.
but he supports the industry that he claims he's an activist against. It makes no sense.
All these guys do.
They'll
say there's an animal holocaust, but then they'll say, well, let's go eat at KFC. They have vegan chicken fingers now. Right. I mean, it's completely ridiculous. They call it an animal holocaust, but then, they'll go eat at KFC. They'll go. And then these big companies that you see, they're putting out the plant-based meat. Like they're all these transnational corporations, right? These big grain conglomerates that have taken over beef production, like Cargill, they make plant-based meat. They supply most of the raw materials for things like Beyond Burgers and Impossible Burgers. And they run over 50.
Dire wave. scientific method cannot justify the scientific method. Therefore, it itself is a dogmatic religious presupposition.
So I had no way to know if that other Zoom room was still open until I clicked to start a new one. So anyway, sorry about that.
Whatever, bro. Whatever, bro. You just left me hanging in there like 10 minutes, just twiddling my thumbs. You know how much money time costs?
Well, you know what happened was I had all of the OnlyFans accounts pages opened up. I had like 20. I had 20 pages of Vegan Gaines' wife open up, so I couldn't. My computer couldn't run it all.
You know, I wanted to make this announcement, and I thought this was a good place. We are starting an OnlyFans. Ribeye, come here. Let me show you.
Of your doggy dog.
Yeah, it's not gonna. We're gonna start out like. I mean, I'm working on my physique, right? We're working on my physique, but it's gonna be mostly Ribeye. It's just gonna be like a lot of pictures of his testicles. I don't know what we're gonna call it yet, but yeah, he'll be the star, our new OnlyFans star right here. It'll be like tastefully, artfully done pictures of
right. You would just put like vegetables next to the testes and vegetables next to butts and vegetables next to boobs, and call it vegan art. Yeah, like filters. Like we'll use different Instagram filters and stuff. It's like there's a lot of work that goes into this type of stuff. I like the Nashville filter.
Yeah, we're just all about Paris, man. It takes away all your pores. It makes you just look like a total cartoon.
A total freaking babe.
You just look like a hot ass cartoon. Check it out. Look how cool I am. Does that look like a beer?
It's actually a vape. You thought it was Tristan's beer, but it's
actually not a beer. That's actually a vape, and it's heroin in it.
This is
actually a vape full of oxy.
I vape like a really sweet mix of crack and meth and heroin. It's a sweet vape, bro.
It's sick, dude.
Reality is reality.
No, this is my faux beer. I drink these to make myself look cool, but it's actually just tonic water. I'm not cool enough to drink beer and get myself bitch titties. Oh, excuse me, B-word titties. No, I know we're on the YouTube.
I think I opened up a mental floss page link about the thing, and then the whole computer crashed. So I don't know what's going on.
Oh wow! It's very fitting with the film, though, right?
The thing.
The thing they say, right? It assimilates other life forms and it mimics those life forms. So maybe your Mac has been contaminated.
I was in a movie once called The Thing. Get it?
like a penis.
It took like a whole bunch of film reels to cover it because it's so big. Get it?
They had to do it in double wide screen.
Yeah, they had to use like 35 millimeter or whatever because of my thing. The Thing. All right, so 1982. Let's get into it, Tristan. Did you have any more you wanted to say about the V-Gains? I mean, you were making that great point that they don't even do you think they know that the Fortune 100 support the very thing that they're against? And
this is the problem, Jay. This is the weirdest thing. I did the last 2 years I've been debating these vegans constantly. None of them will engage me anymore. Because every time I talk to one of them, I tell them this, and I tell them exactly where they can find this information. I lay it all out, and I tell them exactly why their movement is a total joke, why it doesn't make sense, and why they're building and helping to fortify the same system that they think they're fighting. Yet, what happens is none of them will engage at this point, right? Maybe they don't want to. I don't know. It's just radio silence. Like a year there, a lot of them would engage, and I had a lot of conversations with them. But then what happens is they run off, they never speak to me again, and they kind of just compartmentalize it, I think.
Yeah, I think they realize that you're bringing up like legit objections. It's probably very easy to verify the things you're saying about Cargill, Tyson, KFC. And
right, so why would you engage with a formidable enemy? Why not just
ignore it?
Ignore those ones and use straw man enemies, and I mean, and then they'll just say stuff like they'll say stupid things like why I'm wrong, but I mean it's all just ad hominems. It's all just like, oh, he's like they'll just make claims.
Christian's going bold.
He's bald. Yeah, bald man. That's the most popular one. It's bald man bad. I do have some hair. I don't know. That's what's funny. You can see that little black line right there.
He's trying to cover up, dude. He's trying to cover up.
But this is the thing, right? Like, they try to make you care.
Gotcha, dude. Gotcha.
What you see them doing is projecting exactly what they're insecure about, right? So then they'll say stuff like, "Oh, what? You just think that eating meat is necessary because you have a small penis."
Yeah.
It's like, what do you? That's your argument?
It's just like last night. That all of that guy's insecurities and inadequacies and his ineptness when it came to philosophy, that was all projected at me. I mean, that guy was the textbook version of Dunning-Kruger, and he's like, "You probably don't even know what like Dunning-Kruger is. You probably don't even know what it is. What is it, Jay? What is it?"
That was the best moment.
Then I defined it,
and you gave a very good definition.
Overestimating your capacity when you have, you're not even aware of your inadequacy and overestimating.
It doesn't even know what a couch is.
Yeah, like whatever.
It doesn't even. Jay, do you know what a couch even is? Do you even know what a couch is, Jay? Jay. Yeah, no, it's a little bit like that, right? So I feel like the only vegans that engage with me publicly now, it ends up like that because they don't want to engage with the actual arguments because then they'll have to address the real arguments. Like they'll have to actually show.
You gotta fight the system, bro. You gotta fight the system by supporting the billionaire corporations that are the system, fighting the system.
Dude, it's insane.
All right. By the way, welcome back. Glad we're here. Be sure to hit like. Smash that like button. Be sure and share the show. And if you want to support me and Tristan or Primate Edge Health, or should I say Primate Cringe Health?
Or should I say, oh, wow, do you do me like that? You do me like that?
Primal Cringe Health, what's up?
Trying to start a battle rap. You should have warned me that we are going to do a battle rap so I could pre-write my rhymes and pretend like I was freestyling them. Smash your ass.
You you would win tonight because I'm still BTFO'd from last night. So I
know that's the thing. I can sing you a song.
My spirits are low, better. Bro.
Hey, don't write yourself off yet.
My spirits are as low as vegan testosterone. That's how low my spirits are.
It just takes some time, little girl. You're in the middle out the right. Everything will be alright. Everything will be just fine. It just takes some time, little girl. You're in the middle. Does that cheer you up? Like some early 2000s, some pop punk.
How about
some 90s?
I want more of those like corporate ballads, like Spider-Man, Train. I'm anything but ordinary. Remember that one?
It's a good one. That's a good one. I mean, I don't know. I always default to Creed, so I'll just stop and we can move forward.
Dude, come on now. You're so corporate, Tristan. Have you not even heard Train from the Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire's soundtrack? Ordinary.
Oh no, I know that track. I know that. You know what's cool about being demonetized? You know your streams are gonna get demonetized. You could just play songs. So that's one of the things about like all my streams get either red or yellow, right? Some of them are limited to no ads. I can still get super chats, but yeah, I realized I could just like play songs. It doesn't matter if there's copyrighted content. We can just watch the thing. Let's just watch the whole movie.
Whose eyes am I behind? I don't recognize anything that I see. Whose skin is this design? I don't want this to be the way that you see me.
Remember that?
I'm anything but ordinary.
Oh shit! Wait, you're singing that? I thought you were playing the song.
No, dude, that was
what?
Song. That was the rock band in my throat, bitch. That was the rock.
Dude, that's insane. I was so sure that you had pulled up the YouTube, like the music video, and you were just playing it. That's amazing.
Dude, Tobey Maguire is the hero we need for our day.
Where did he go?
In the
Where's Toby?
2001 Spider-Man. That's who we need.
Toby should be playing like serial killers now, right? Like he'd be great. He'd be a good serial killer. Older Tobey Maguire. What is he even doing?
He would be a good serial killer. Do you want to move?
Right, like I want to see him play. I want to see him play the Unabomber. Tobey Maguire as the Unabomber. That'd be sick.
I have an idea for a character, the Unibrow Bomber. He's got a unibrow.
A unibrow bomber.
The chat says that I rocked that Train cover right there.
Dude, the chat is just super happy for my like What was that? That song, remember that song used to be in like every romantic, like upbeat romantic
It was.
comedy?
Were you singing Blink 182? What were you singing? Who's
No,
that?
no, it's like Jimmy Eat World.
Oh,
Like, it just
I forgot
takes
about
some
them.
time. Little girl, you're in the
Everything will be alright.
alright. Everything will be just fine, just fine.
What was what? How's that Kryptonite one go? Remember, there was like a whole spate of those ones that were exactly the same. You still call me Superman?
If I'm alive and well, you will.
Three
Hold
doors
my
down.
hand. I'll
Doors
keep you
down.
by my side with my superhuman
Human mind, Kryptonite.
kryptonite.
Anyway, we're not getting any
We
super
can
chats.
drive it home with one headlight. Let's drive this home. One headlight. We're driving this stream home, guys. We're an hour and a half in. We haven't even mentioned the
We haven't
movies
done
yet.
anything.
What
except
is this, Jay?
total collapse, failure?
We're done. We're retired.
We're taking requests. Everybody's like, when are you going to
Let's
talk?
just take- let's
The whole
just take
chat
a-
is like, when are they talking about Carpenter? They're like, when are they talking about Carpenter?
Dude, the chat, they're so... You're welcome, chat.
Yeah, I agree. Like that angsty 2000s corporate ballad rock is a lot of fun when you look back at it.
Well, I guess this is growing up. My girlfriend just dumped me, but it's okay, because I stole beer from my daddy.
You know what the worst of all is? I have the worst one.
What is that?
It's not an angsty one. Isn't it a chick, Meredith Bainbridge or whatever? What if God was one of us? Just a slob like one of us. Remember
Trying
that?
to make his way home.
And it calls her a she.
Nobody
It's edgy because it
calls-
calls God a she.
Right? Dude, there's something about hearing those old songs is funny though, because you get all these memories that you don't even like, you never just shit you never think about, like what your radio looked like when you're 12 years old and used to, you know, record the tapes when the good songs come on the radio and make the mixtapes. Like,
Yup.
remember these little details of like how the buttons feel and stuff.
Dude, I can still sing the whole of LL Cool J's "Around the Way, Girl." I know the whole because that was my first tape that I. You know how you could hit record on a blank tape and record the radio.
Exactly.
And I recorded LL Cool J's "Around the Way, Girl." That was my first tape, and I would just play it over and over. I want a girl with extensions in her hair, bamboo earrings, at least to there, a Fendi bag, and a bad attitude. That's all I need to get me in a good mood. I can do the whole song, bro.
I remember the first tape I ever got. It was the Coolio single from As I Walk
Tell
Through the
me
Valley.
why are we?
I take a look at my life. I realize there's nothing left. I've been spending most our lives living in a gangster's paradise. Money in the power.
Power and the money.
Money in
Minute
the
after
power.
minute.
Minute after minute. Hour after hour.
Dude, I have a friend from high school who went down to Florida a few years. This is like 2005 or 6. And he went into a bar. No joke. And Coolio was in there just sitting alone at the bar drinking.
That's so amazing.
He said that Coolio was just like, just randomly just sitting alone in bars around
Was
Florida.
Coolio okay? Like, what was he doing?
No,
Was he
he just depressed and chilling. Like,
Did he have the little thingies, the little dread nubs?
he probably did. But anyway, they hit it off. But he said he felt bad because Coolio was just sitting there alone.
Coolio's bummed out. That sucks, man. He can't kick it with Stevie Wonder anymore.
Or Michelle Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer.
Pfeiffer. All right. That's
All
the
right.
stream, guys. That's it. You're welcome.
So somebody said that she was so offended. Anthea said, I'm turning off the sound and just reading the subtitles. She can't stand our singing. She's had enough.
No, well, obviously she's talking about your singing.
Okay. Okay.
That was when you were singing, and she was like, "When's Jay gonna finish so I can hear Tristan sing?"
Let's talk about the thing, dog.
Okay, the thing.
They're running
All right,
away. We're running
Dude, all right.
away.
So I got to say, the thing, really though, like I'm glad we did this. I'm glad we chose these ones because the thing is actually one of my favorite films of that era. Like it's actually a solid film in every regard. Like
Yeah,
the
it's a
soundtrack
perfect
is amazing.
Yeah.
I love the soundtrack.
Dur-dur.
We should just play the soundtrack over the stream all the time.
Dur-dur. Dur-dur. That's every John Carpenter soundtrack. Dur-dur.
Yeah. Well, that Prince of Darkness, the soundtrack was really good for Prince of Darkness.
I was playing that earlier, by the way. Oh, darn out. Oh, darn out.
So good.
So the thing about the thing is, my first idea is that it's situated in the Cold War. We can't forget that, just like They Live and just like other versions of body snatcher movies, which the thing is another one of these body snatcher version films, which I love all the body snatcher types of movies. This is situated in Cold War, and a lot of times these are meant to kind of be a defense of the West and the defense of the dangers of collectivism. So you'll notice every time you watch Invasion of the Body Snatchers or any of those types of movies, it's always the threat of the collectivist Borg hive mind communist creature that is making everybody into one type of thing. You're losing your individuality in this big blob, this collective. The Blob is the same idea, by the way. The Blob movie, those are all actually literally Cold War propaganda type movies. So my first note is that when you watch the beginning of the film, when you see Kurt Russell playing chess, he's playing chess in this. He's playing a machine, which is a thing, and he gets pissed off and he dumps his J&B Scotch on the computer and it shorts out, and he's like, "Fucking bitch!" Right? So
I like that scene for some reason. There's something about
it's
that
setting the tone for the movie to be about man versus thing. That's what was so great about this.
Well, and also the way that technology is portrayed in here is fascinating as well, right? These guys, they're kind of all alone, isolated within their own little worlds together. They've all got these weird different interests, like the black guy cruises around on rollerblades and
very superstitious writings on the wall,
rocking the Stevie Wonder, and but yeah, he's playing the chess wizard, right? The chess wizard computer. And this is 1982, before normal people had computers, right? So they're at this outpost, like in the middle of nowhere, with this highly advanced tech. I mean, it's kind of interesting to see, right? That, the keyboards were the same back in 1982. I wonder when the keyboard design was solidified, because that was kind of weird to see. 1982, you've got the same keyboard, the QWERTY, it was all the same order and everything. But the like man against machine, the man against this unknown, mechanistic, cold, calculating machine that actually beats him in the beginning. It kind of foreshadows the theme of the film. And technology seems to be portrayed as a part of this kind of assimilation metaphor.
Dehumanization, right? Human versus thing. Human versus machine thing, dehumanization. And keep in mind, that theme will come up also in, not Prince of Darkness, but in The Mouth of Madness, I think, where it says that there's a line. They want to make us, he, the evil one, wants to make us things, right? Dehumanize us, make us into things. So this, even though it's situated within a critique of collectivism, you could also argue there's a critique of corporatism as well, especially if you watch They Live, because They Live is a critique of corporatism. I mean, in that sense, corporatism commodifies human beings, right? Marxism is correct that if everything is read as the market and humans are resources in the sense of being capital, then that critique, that part of the Marxist critique is correct. That does not make Marxism correct, because Marxism is on the opposite side of the dialectic, where you have to become part of the collective. You only have identity in the collective. Remember that part when Kurt Russell is speculating about the blood and he says, I almost think that like every part of this thing is part of a whole, right? It's a collective entity that doesn't have an individual notion. And so I'm just saying that both dialectics are critiqued in John Carpenter, of the commodification. If you watch Christine, I don't know if have you seen Christine?
I don't think I've seen. I think I read the Stephen King book when I was like 7th grade or something.
Yeah, same idea. I mean, it's about the obsession and commodification of objects, right? So I appreciate. I mean, I know Carpenter's probably more on the liberal side of things, but I at least appreciate John Carpenter's critique of both the capitalist communist dialectic during the Cold War, that they're both wrong.
Well, I like the evolution idea as well, right? Like this whole thing with the thing, and in the greater worldview of kind of the characters in the film, they're out there and they're on a scientific expedition in this cold, dark region. They're in, is it Antarctica or North Pole? They're in Antarctica.
Antarctica, right? 1982 Antarctica, yeah.
Antarctica, which has all sorts of esoteric significance
Right.
and occult meaning, and is still very important as a place for scientific research. You see, all the major militaries of the world are very concerned with Antarctica, whether it be for actual scientific purposes or more just geopolitics. Antarctica is very important
because they're hiding the ice wall, Tristan, of the flat Earth pizza
where the Anunnaki pyramid from.
And if you sail to the end of the ice wall, that's where Khaleesi is with the dragons.
You have to beat Predator first at the ice pyramid. That's right in front of the ice wall. Once you defeat the boss, then you jump into the sewer and you eat the star, and then you see Khaleesi. But I mean, that's neither here nor there.
So
this idea of science as this, this science is a religion, right? Scientism is being critiqued here to a certain extent as well in all of these films to a certain extent.
Absolutely.
Right.
Scientism and a critique of genetic modification and meaningless evolutionary process. Right. And all of these films have this notion of, I mean, I don't necessarily think that John Carpenter is anti-evolution, but
but he shows the problems with the world,
yes.
The inanity, stupidity, and madness. And this is why the films, they're not that frightening. Like, they're not, right. They don't give you the sense of terror like, some films do. They're kind of goofy because you see how funky and weird it is, but it totally fits within the scientism thing. It's like,
exactly.
alien
like, dude, why aren't there giant retarded licorice wolf dog slow boys all in one giant molded ball if the evolutionary worldview is true? If it is true, I ought to have one of those as a pet.
Right. And it's like, they see this, and it's like, oh, well, it must have evolved to do this. It's like the justification for, like, you could see anything and it's, oh man, I'm like, oh, this is amazing. Like, obviously this bottle evolved to be able to hold this.
Look, it even holds water appropriately.
Because it's an evolutionary advantage to have me want to keep the bottle. I won't break it if it's useful. So it gives it a useful form, and this gives it an advantage with natural selection. And it's like, it's just, you can justify the stupidest shit and just make up
anything.
Yeah, and it's all speculation.
Becomes evidence of evolution, exactly.
When they're trying to probe, I like the scenes where they're trying to probe and figure out what this thing is, just from their, I don't know, like they end up doing like almost voodoo rituals. Like, let's burn.
I like when Wilford Brimley takes his pencil and he sticks it in the goo. It's got diabetes.
Yeah, I think that one of the ultimate like funny moments of it showing the absurdity of scientism was them eventually doing like blood rituals with burning each other's blood to see who's infected and like bring out the thing. And I don't know, it ended up in this very strange. They're on a circle and they're drawing blood and they're burning each person's blood. That was a great scene.
Yeah, no, that's probably the most famous. That's the classic part everybody remembers. And there's a lot of debate about that scene. Keep in mind also, there's the guy the skinny curly-haired weed smoking dude who is one of the guys who has the thing in him. He actually references that stupid Eric Von Daniken book, Chariots of the Gods. He's like, it's Chariots of the Gods, dude. The pot smoking dude's like, man, it's Chariots of the Gods, dude. The aliens have crashed. I have an analysis of any alien crash movie. What's the narrative? The narrative is always this foreign entity has fallen to Earth and he wants to take over. It's an image of the fall of Satan.
He wants to enlighten everybody, not just take over, but like he's going to help everybody. He's going to help the main character to become fully human and to become more than just human. Right? So it's like this evolutionary catalyst.
It's a satanic mythos retold, I think, is that the alien falling to Earth, a crash on Earth, is just the story of Satan's fall told over again.
So instead of enlightening everybody, John Carpenter's The Thing isn't this, Luciferian enlightenment God. It's this. It just makes everything into this abomination of random mutation, right? Just turning into like teeth. Right, like you're gonna have teeth coming out of vagina lips, and it's like the snot coming out of ears. And
there's nothing actually inherently wrong with that idea. In fact, if you go to my OnlyFans, you'll see that there are plenty of teeth in my vagina.
Yeah, yeah, there's a huge audience for hentai tooth vagina pornography.
Actually, if you may not be aware of this, Tristan, but there's actually an obsession and fetish niche with John Carpenter's creatures. I myself have a fascination and love for anything that's a giant retarded dog.
Yes. I mean, it's like we can justify anything, right? I mean, with the evolutionary worldview, you could justify absolutely anything, and we can sit here and talk about the evolutionary advantages of becoming. What is the evolutionary advantage of becoming a top e-thought hoe, or a top the cam starlet on OnlyFans?
And by the way, don't forget that you also justify putting the pee-pee in anything. Right, putting the pee-pee.
Well, especially you need to, because this is how you can evolve to the next stage, right? We have to selectively train ourselves to put the pee-pee in different areas, and we could see if we could mutate those into new sexual organs, so that perhaps through that mutation we can have multiple pregnancies at the same time of the greatest, the most evolutionary advantaged people, right? The ones that, I mean, eventually we could have.
So which of the retarded goblins would you rather be with from the thing? You got to be with one of them, dude.
With one of the retarded goblins.
Which one? You got to put your pee-pee in one of them, dude. Which one's it gonna be?
Kill one, F one, marry one.
Like how much would it take, bro, for you to do it? Everybody has a price, dude.
Everyone's got a price, dude. All right, dude, you stick your worm in that like toothy maw of the thing, right? With like the hair in between the teeth. You put your worm in that for $1 million. Would you do it? Would you do
Dude, people are so degenerate that they will. They'll be like, yeah, man, I have a fetish for all of the creatures in John Carpenter's movies. Like, I don't know why they just turn me on or whatever.
Yeah.
That's how degenerate we are. Yeah, so blood is interesting. I'm glad you mentioned that too, because there's a couple things that I've never understood. Maybe the chat can enlighten me. I know Rob Ager has a bunch of videos where he really goes into the debates on who was and wasn't infected. Is Childs infected at the end? I think we're supposed to think Childs, the black dude, is infected at the end. I think probably most people think that. Maybe some people disagree. But one thing I don't get about the movie, here's my how is it that Wilford Brimley, when he's sequestered in that room, how does he have time to dig a tunnel underneath and construct that little Foo Fighter that he's building from the parts of the helicopter?
Just real quick. Just did that real quick.
Well,
I don't. Are we supposed to wonder about that?
I mean, it could be a flaw in the editing, or are we supposed to think that maybe Wilford was infected the whole time?
Yeah,
I'm just speculating. Does anybody?
Yeah, it is a possibility, and there are a lot of like fan theories about
exactly
this type of stuff. I kind of just let those go, because right, if it's not explicitly shown, it's like I just assume that the director knows, like the director understands that he left a hole there for a reason.
Yeah. Could be. I mean, a lot of times movies are, there's a time limit, so they don't always care a whole lot about every editing continuity detail.
Yep. Yeah. Then there's battles with studios sometimes, or they'll want certain parts taken out for whatever reason. I mean,
there could have been a scene edited where we, saw Wilford Brimley having some reason why he has this underground base, but this room, but it didn't really make sense.
That would have been cooler if they did, like if they threw an extra motive and like, there was an extra mutation that was going to try to spread the
said seed. It was just because he had the diabetes. I'll buy that.
That makes sense. Diabetes.
So when the entity melded with Wilford Brimley, did it get his diabetes, or did it like what, how do we interpret that?
The UFO, it was buried there, bro. The Anunnaki, they buried it there before, dude. It was already there waiting for him. They discovered it.
Wilford Brimley used a spoon to dig that. Okay, I'll buy that. Yeah, he took his spoon and dug that whole underground research
tunnel
lab.
Yeah, he made a lab. He lit it up and everything.
Okay. Carpenter was going to do a sequel. However, this movie did not do well. That makes sense because there probably would have been other. It probably would have got off Antarctica or whatever. But do you think that the black dude at the end is infected? Because
I don't go either way. I feel like it's
Ambiguous.
an intentional mystery. It's like, ooh, he could be, he could not be. It's like, that's how you do cliffhangers. You don't even have to decide.
Right.
Like if you write that, you don't have to decide yourself, right? Like as a writer, you just write it that way, and then if you're going to do a sequel, you can expand on it if you want, or you can just leave it, leave it as an open.
Oh, somebody in the chat says the ship would have been explained in the sequel, but there was no sequel, so that makes sense. And also, the fact that for the entire final battle you don't see Childs, I think that's supposed to suggest that the black dude got it. By the way, did you notice he has the black man 80s mustache? Every black dude in 80s movies, except for the one in Predator, has the black 80s dude mustache.
Well, not the Mouth of Man, it's Prince of Darkness. There's a good stash in that one.
Yes, I believe that. Yeah, always. It's always there.
That was a white dude. And
so Aaron, the big black dude, who can speak with authority because he's speaking on a big black dude with the 80s black dude mustache, says that in his opinion, they're all infected in the end. Even Mac, even Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell was also infected?
I don't think Kurt Russell is, because he's willing to die. He's willing to die. Remember, the Thing is not willing to die, right?
I think it's it's got so much. You could watch that film 50 times and enjoy it every time. Just the music's very good, the acting's perfect. It's well done. There's like a few like funny, cringy laughs in it, and it's self-aware and it's goofy sometimes, but also, the atmosphere it builds up good. The story's very well done. I think there's a lot of, I enjoy the critiques of scientism the most, and just, the absurdity of this creature and the absurdity of this evolutionary worldview where you can fathom, why don't we have something like this? This should exist. They should be traveling through the universe and assimilating life forms and turning them into goo. And I mean, it's, I like that part of it.
Prince of Darkness. Here we have the Antichrist-ish theme, as well as John Carpenter probably reading a few books about quantum physics, and whoever wrote the screenplay, doing a lot of acid, and then reading about Roman Catholicism. Like, this is a weird mix of Gnosticism, quantum physics.
I think this is definitely acid. Like, it was like someone from the Church of Satan did some acid. And,
did you notice the reference to ritual magic? So, and the Whore of Babylon stuff. I think there is a Crowleyan element to this.
The whole thing. No, it's got a lot of that in it, and just the way that the altars are all set up, and this this goo is underneath the church, and all the candles are lit for some reason. Like, who's lighting the candles? Are they just staying lit?
The Brotherhood of Sleep.
Mm-hmm. So you got this esoteric order.
So there's a secret society of Gnostics within the Catholic Church, the institutional Catholic Church, who have kept the secrets of the Brotherhood of Sleep.
Yep.
And then Donald Pleasance finds, when the last brother dies, he finds the diary of the Brotherhood of Sleep, and he's reading it. He's reading it in his Donald Pleasance voice, and he says, "The sleeper must awaken. The sleeper must awaken." And then he runs off to talk to Victor Wong, who's like a B-grade knockoff Mr. Miyagi, right? Victor Wong!
I like him more than Mr. Miyagi. He's
the sleeper must awaken!
He's like an anime version of Mr. Miyagi.
He do like this! So the sleeper must awaken. That is referring to the son of Satan, who is matter itself, imprisoned in green goo inside this Nickelodeon GAC tank underneath this old decrepit Spanish church, right?
Right. You have the son of Satan. GAC is, I guess, his proper name, but and then they say that Jesus
looks like Nickelodeon GAC. Remember the green Nickelodeon stuff?
Exactly. When you get slime.
Yeah.
Well, a few people do get slimed right in the mouth. They always get them right in the mouth. Ah! Then they start spitting all over the other people and infecting them. It's a lot like The Thing, except it's it's upside down too, right? Like the green goo is up on the ceiling, and it's like this inverted reality. But it's very Gnostic in that they say, Jesus was just this created being. Jesus was this, enlightened being from another planet.
Jesus came to warn us of the secrets of the son of Satan being stored inside every atom every piece of matter includes him. He is the evil.
So Donald Pleasance, when he gives this explanation, it's literally the Gnostic explanation of reality, and he says that Satan is the principle of matter. He's imprisoned in matter, and if he can never get out of matter, then he can bring in this new aeon, this evil reign of Antichrist or whatever. So we see, the film begins with nature going awry. We see ants going crazy. There's an eclipse that's coming. It's like a CERN type of thing, like CERN level, like is reversing.
Like a cosmic ritual almost, right?
Yeah.
It's like the stars are aligning, the ants and all the biological creatures are dancing with the new rhythm in the cosmos, and the vibration is penetrating everything. And it's like this kind of astrology, astrotheology, Gnosticism, ritual magic,
and so that's how science and religion. So you get the dialogue between Victor Wong, the physicist, and Donald Pleasance, the Roman Catholic priest. They have to meet because they're the two sides of the coin they're both trying to describe the same mystery of the coming evil one, right? Mm-hmm. And then they decide to recruit a science team. Just this team of random grad students, like just really weird random ass grad students, like that.
An Asian one, a black one, a diverse group.
So a very diverse diversity affirmative action group of grad students to come just live in this old church above the older church, right? So the basement is the old Spanish church, and there's a newer church that's abandoned. And then my favorite part, demon hobos, right? Just like David Lynch. We start to see demon hobos gathering around the church, and they think, oh, we're going to like block the doors. But they don't realize that the demon hobos block the doors from the outside, trapping them in this portal for the evil one, because the demon hobos are all controlled by a Borg hive mind by the evil one. So he's possessing these demon hobos. Do you remember that?
Exactly. Yeah, which are led by Alice Cooper.
Right. School's out for hobos.
And you can't you can't tell if Alice Cooper, if you didn't know that Alice Cooper was in the film, you didn't see it in the opening. Oh, am I still here?
He looks no different. Yes.
Tell me when I'm back.
You're here. Oh wait.
Am I back?
The demon hobos got you.
Okay. I'm back now. Sorry, I cut out. You hear me, Jay?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Demon hobo.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you wouldn't even know that was Alice Cooper. You just think it's some like weird kind of manly looking chick. Like it kind of looks like a woman at first.
I mean, Alice Cooper's normal look is demon hobo.
Yeah, but he's kind of normal Alice Cooper, but with ants crawling on him or something. No, he doesn't have ants, does he?
It's the woman that has ants all over her face.
Yeah, she has ants. But anyway, yeah, the Alice Cooper was that was nice to see. It was a funny one to see. Again, the music really well done. I think the soundtrack really stands out as far as pulling the film together on this one.
I think Ennio Morricone did the soundtrack. You know, the famous composer that did like Good, Bad, and the Ugly. And now usually John Carpenter does his own soundtracks, and it sounds like a John Carpenter soundtrack, but it's attributed, I think, to Ennio Morricone. But maybe they both work together to do it. But
you do Once Upon a Time in the West also?
Probably.
Have you seen that one? Do you like that one?
Once Upon a Time in the West. What is that?
You'd remember it's Charles Bronson. It's basically a Sergio Leone movie with Charles Bronson playing the Clint Eastwood character.
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
Oh, it's the best one. It's the best spaghetti western. You should watch it. It's really good, man. It's like the railroad scenes are amazing. I mean, it's kind of. I think he might have done the soundtrack too because it's a Leone movie. I think it's his best.
So, matter is evil, Gnosticism. I wrote down Ezekiel's vision of the wheels. I don't remember why I wrote that down. I don't remember if it's actually referenced or not. So, but when they find that they have a book like their own Gnostic secret text. And they say that it's written in Coptic, Latin, and it has like number symbolism. And they start translating it with computers, and it's got all of these equations and algorithms in it. Remember that part? Like
the computer just spit. The computer is
just
so
spitting
smart.
this
Like
shit
they already
out,
have AI. They've got like really advanced AI at this university, and they just feed stuff to the computer, and it gives them answers and codes. It's amazing. And yeah, again, technology as a vehicle for the occult forces is a theme in this film.
Now, it wasn't until this last time viewing it that I actually caught, because I've seen this movie probably 5-10 times. I never noticed the reference to ritual magic that's made. Yeah. So it literally has the Whore of Babylon, Crowleyan, Jack Parsons element where the woman is going to be the vehicle, right, for what's coming into the world, right? She's going to bring Satan from the other side to this world. And so she gets the goo spit in her mouth. Did you notice the way that it's almost a reverse sacrament? Like in this situation, you have to ingest the goo to be possessed. I mean, it has to come into you for the evil one to fully take over your being.
And it comes from the ceiling, right? Like the
goo like defies the laws of physics. It drips up and then it squirts into your mouth.
Quantum gag. It's quantum. It's quantum.
It's quantum JIZZ is what it is.
Jism.
Yes, right.
Jism.
So the evil one has to come into you in a special way, and then. So she's the Whore of Babylon who brings the evil one into reality. She's unsuspecting. It doesn't. But did you notice that she shows a mark all of a sudden on her arm? And what's interesting?
Yeah, and it's the astrologer's staff symbol. Yeah,
it's that's what is referred to as, quote, a sign of ritual magic. It's a Saturnalian Chronos symbol. So it's the sign of Saturn, aka Satan, Saturn's cube. Chronos. And so let's see, where was I on my notes? Oh, by the way, did you notice Black Science Man? So there's a Neil deGrasse Tyson Black Science Man in this. And they quote the Book of Revelation. That's what I was going to say. So we know that it's about the Whore of Babylon because that computer starts spitting out Whore of Babylon. You have no hope. You will never be saved, right?
Yeah, they say like this: tell them the Holy Spirit will not save you, and then
that's it. Yeah,
plutonium will.
Plutonium will not save. Science won't save you. God won't save you. Yeah.
Yeah. But then, didn't they say they didn't offer any? Did they say something else, or was just the three things that won't save you?
It's just that they won't save you.
Okay.
And then I think, do you remember the transmission, the dream? This is the really weird part. Is that everybody's having the same dream, which is a transmission from the future, from the year 1999, from the alternate satanic world. The transmission is being sent through tachyon beams back in space and time to anybody who's in the vicinity to have the dream to know to stop the Antichrist character from coming to be.
Coming off of the aggro crag.
And you think that the dark hooded creature that is sending the message, you think it's Satan, but it's the redheaded chick. That's the great reveal at the end of the film, is that the redheaded chick, because she saved everybody by jumping into the
mirror,
the portal. Yeah, exactly.
She gets like super possessed, right? And she starts trying to
pray for death. You will not be happy. That's what you will not be happy.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, as far as it's kind of I can see why a lot of people maybe didn't like it when they first saw it. I don't know if it was very popular. I'm sure it was.
No, it's more like a B movie, horror movie.
Yeah, because I mean, the plot is kind of like, it's really a strange plot. It doesn't.
I will add one interesting side point. It is a very strange plot, very out there mix of, like we said, all those elements. But there's a neat double reference, I think, to the fact that this is not the first time that Donald Pleasance has played a Gnostic priest. In fact, if you watch my analysis of Eye of the Devil, that's Sharon Tate's first movie. She plays a witch in the movie, and it's Eyes Wide Shut, 30 years before Eyes Wide Shut, right? There's this Luciferian secret society in this French village that's under the cover of being Roman Catholic, and Donald Pleasance is the leader of this Luciferian sect, and they're a human sacrifice cult, right? That's under the guise hiding behind the Roman Catholic local religion. And in that movie, it's a really good movie, by the way. I highly recommend go and watch Eye of the Devil if you've never seen it. They flagged and pulled that video down because it had an image from the movie, which really annoys me.
One image?
Yeah, I had 100,000 views on that video, and they pulled it down. Warner Brothers did because of an image, because of the thumbnail.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Donald Pleasance again returns as the Luciferian Gnostic priest. This is not so. It'd be interesting to see. There's a great video that somebody dug up from an old British TV show where Donald Pleasance is talking about fake news. Have you seen that?
No.
It's pretty wild, dude. So I think maybe Donald Pleasance was in the know. He must have known some things. But
you send me a link to that later.
I will. Why do the demons? One thing that doesn't really make sense, is kind of goofy, is like why are the demons transfixed and mystified by mirrors? I don't really know why mirrors.
It's just like this as a symbol of another world.
A MacGuffin.
The mirror is kind of a symbol of transcendence, like a portal symbol, basically.
Right. Alice in Wonderland through the Looking Glass. Yeah.
Yeah, the glass and water. And like
by the way, everybody in the chat, if you would support with super chats, we've only got one super chat, so I thought everybody loved the streams. With I guess nobody loves us anymore. We're no longer loved, Tristan.
Let's put it on hold. Stop streaming, and then we'll just tell them until it gets to a certain level, we'll come back and we'll sing. Let's sing 90 songs until we get super chats.
What do I always say? Money is love points. If you love me, you will show it with love points, aka money and super chats. So you can super chat me through Streamlabs. We got one. Chase says for $5. This is to help you pay your internet bill. If bald man in mud huts can have internet, then so can you. Thank you, Chase, but also F you, Chase, because it was my Mac that collapsed, not the internet. So send me about 1,000 more of those $5 chats, and I'll get another Mac that won't crash for the next 3 years at least.
Damn.
Ooh, everybody's like, no, dude, you're not getting any super chats tonight. You never know. Sometimes you get $500 in super chats.
235 of these. What are you, nerds? Nerds, right? Are they bigots too? Some of them are bigots. What's your deal, people?
The nerds versus the bigots are a lot more. I mean, they shell out that money, dog.
They were nice a couple days this week. Last stream it was all right in the end. It started out slow. Sometimes there's days that are good, days that are bad. I just tell them, look, if you want content like this, if you want to see this stuff, you got to support, man. Your boy Jay's not going to want to come on and jibber jabber with me for 3 hours about these movies if it's not worth it, right?
Slow boys.
Pay up.
All them slow boys.
For them. How many songs have we sung that were like probably better than the original? And you can go back and you can record those. You can pull those clips. You can put it. You can make MP3 loops of our singing. You can play it in your car. You could have infinite hours of entertainment from those beautiful verses that Jay and I sung earlier. I mean, that's worth a few $1,000s a person.
Okay, somebody said I'll give $10. You do a little dance. There, I did the Roger Rabbit for you. Now give me $10. All right, In the Mouth of Madness. You want to move to In the Mouth of Madness? All right, look, there we go. He sent $10. Look at that. Jair Bear, $10.
Jair Bear.
No comments, but $10. But that's okay. That's not even who said I'll give it if you do the little dance. Chris K, I did the dance. Send it $10. The Roger Rabbit. Somebody said Lucifer Rising by Kenneth Anger. Yeah, we just covered that in the stream with Isaac on Marjorie Cameron and Jack Parsons. So go watch that stream. We covered all that stuff. I've covered Rolling Stones and Sharon Tate for 10 years. Anyway, In the Mouth of Madness. I actually like this. As with all John Carpenter movies, I like them more and more and more as I watch them. They're always better on the next viewing, and you always notice little things that you never notice. So, what's your initial impression of In the Mouth of Madness? And you said you had not seen this before, right?
Dude, I liked it more I mean, I enjoyed watching it more. Maybe it was just a different day and I was in a better mood, but I liked it more than Prince of Darkness. And I've
Yeah, it's
seen
a
Prince
better
of
movie than Prince of Darkness. It is.
I saw Prince of Darkness a couple times in the past. I liked In the Mouth of Madness a lot more. I really like what was his name? Sam Neill. I don't know. When I was 8 to 11 years old, that's when did Jurassic Park come out? Like 92?
Sounds right. Yeah, 1993. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I think I saw that in like 94. So I must have been like 7 when I saw that movie. I probably shouldn't have watched that movie when I was 7 or 8 years old, but I was obsessed with that movie. And his character in there. So just his face, he has such an iconic face. And I think the acting was really on point. He did a great job with it. The writing, it's very well done. I love I don't know, just the themes of it are very prescient right now as well. I mean, we see this, like you've got this theme of somebody going mad. It's kind of this exploration of madness and schizophrenia, but it's not so clear if the character is mad or if he really is being manipulated by sinister forces around him, which include a publishing company and a major book. There's this major book series that's spreading like a virus almost. This crazy, aberrant, violent, and psychotic and confused schizophrenic behavior. People are reading this book and they're just going schizo. And so I think it's a very prescient thing right now, right? Where you have all these people who through mass media are being influenced to essentially just go nuts.
Yeah, this is so it starts out with like a Stephen King type of character has gone missing. Sutter Cain is the equivalent of like R.L. Stein or Dean Koontz or Stephen King, and he's missing, and he's written like the craziest freaking horror novels ever, dude. They drive you crazy if you even read them. It's like The Ring, if you watch it, dude, you're gonna go nuts, dude.
And that makes people want to watch it,
Yeah.
right? There's this, they explore the psychological.
So Sam Neill comes out playing like he's the voice of reason, the skeptic. He's like, oh, this is a publicity stunt. It's not real. So he works for a big insurance company that's going to go and assess whether Sutter Cain has actually gone missing or what. So he's tasked with doing this, and he's immediately attacked by what? A demon hobo. A demon hobo comes in. Look at that, Tristan's done. He's like, screw this stream, I'm out of here. So rude, dude. Look at the primal cringe health, pure rudeness. He just gets up and leaves. I can't believe this. I can't believe this guy. Unfreaking believable. That whole mud hut that he lives in was actually, the binder for the mud is his own spit. Did you know that? Tristan's spit is what binds that house together.
Are you just saying something nice about me, Jay?
No. I was just saying we'll just wait a second until you come back. I didn't say anything mean about you.
Talk about how much you enjoy being friends with me and how nice of a good person and friend I am. Is that what you're saying?
Tristan, I started explaining the movie. Tristan just leaves. He's like,
I'm sorry. Like they're just
I
got bored, dude. You were talking. I started falling asleep. Like I go get some coffee, man. No, I'm sorry. I had to step up for a second and I don't know, I had to beat my wife. She was, I think I beat my children before they fell asleep.
The soy in Tristan's spit is actually the binder for the mud that holds the igloo together, the mud hut igloo.
No, this is next level. It's actually made from, we saved up. We had a family dung pile for the last like 4 years, and
the vegans taught you how to be sustainable and save all your poop.
Yeah, I mean, this is all. It's highly flammable, but yeah, it's holding together well. And you're right about that. We did use various bodily fluids for
binders.
The pegamiento, you call it here.
Pharaoh was cracking whips, telling you to keep making bricks out of spit and straw. All right, so we see at the beginning. Don't forget that Sutter Cain, Sam Neill is in the mental institute. He's nuts. And by the way, why does every crazy person in a movie literally scrawl on every inch of the wall? Like, can somebody give a crazy person a freaking pencil and piece of paper?
The best part about it in this movie, though, is they're like, did he request anything? Just a black crayon.
Yeah, just a black crayon so that he can literally
with one black crayon, this dude drew crosses over every square inch of it, all over his own head and his own face. And yeah, he was like, he had drew prison tats on his own face with his black marker or his black crayon.
So when he's explaining to his attorney or a psychiatrist, whoever's there to assess him, he's telling us the story of what went down. So then he goes and he's talking about how he was tasked to go find Sutter Cain, and we start to think that, oh, this novel that he's written is actually itself the vehicle for how the old ones enter into reality. So there's a Crowleyan element to this as well, which is that the intention of the author, the writing the book, becomes his magical ritual to open up the portal to bring the demonic or the entities into this world. And there's also a very heavy H.P. Lovecraft component to this movie, because the entities that we see that look like who's the guy in Pirates of the Caribbean with the Cthulhu face or whatever. Anyway, they're like Cthulhu basically. They all look like Cthulhu, right? So there's a lot of the tentacle Cthulhu imagery throughout it, and he keeps seeing like things transform all of a sudden, and they're called the hideous nameless ones from the abyss or whatever, right? That's all Lovecraft type stuff. So the book causes mental illness. People have alternate states. They go into fugue states, dementia, crazy. They go nuts. Sam Neill starts making fun of it, the book, and that chick's like, "It's too deep for you. You wouldn't get it." As if there's any horror book that's too deep. That cracked me up. Just like her whole attitude of like, you would never grasp his book. Like as if Dean Koontz or any of that shit is written, at some. Well, he was convinced. He's convinced. Remember, he was convinced this is marketing. He's like, this is a psyop. Yeah. You guys are just doing all. This is a big marketing scheme. Barbossa. That's and I know who Jeffrey Rush is, but it's Captain Barbossa. Captain Barbossa. That's my Johnny Depp for you. Right? Egregious Captain Barbossa. So basically these entities that look like Captain Barbossa are trying to get through from the other side. We think that the book is the vehicle, and when Sam Neill keeps walking to this alley, he notices the poster, and he starts peeling the poster to find what's behind the poster for the book, and he sees the cop beating demon hobos, right? Mm-hmm. And he keeps having this vision. He doesn't know what it means. And by the way, in that sequence, there's actually a square and compass that flashes. When there's like a flash sequence, you'll see a square and compass really quick, I noticed. I didn't notice that. Yeah, so then he's tasked with going to Hobbs End, right? They must go find Sutter Cain. He seems to have vanished in relationship to this New Hampshire town that's the basis for the setting of the novel, right? Hobbs End. When he gets to this town, we find out things are getting really weird here. There seems to be demonic entities here. Stuff's going crazy. The town itself is going nuts. And this made me think of, dude, America right now is Hobbs End. America is going nuts, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that was one of the most important things in this film, is just showing the effect, how mass media, how the manipulation of consciousness through books, through media, film, music, and all this can whip up people in like demonic frenzy. Yeah. And you see it's like a full breakdown of the whole order of society there that's happening. It's all disintegrating in the film. Goosebumps, dude. R.L. Stein invoked the entities through Goosebumps. Who would have thought Goosebumps would be the vehicle for the end of the world? And even the covers even looked like Goosebumps books. They did, exactly. I like when he cuts up the covers and he like overlays a map. And you're like, is he going nuts? Where did he come up with that? I love that scene. So he's all skeptical. He's like, yeah, whatever. And people keep asking, have you read the books? Have you read the books? And he's like, nah, I haven't read them. And then he finally goes and gets the books. He's going to read them because he has to do this investigation, because he's trying to expose it as a fraud. Right. Because his job is an insurance claims lawyer guy. And he reads like half of the first book. And by the end of half of the first book, he's fully schizo. He's cutting up every single cover of all the books and making a collage and showing a map on the state. He's tapped into the secrets of the universe with reading half of the book. And I like how he's just all in all of a sudden. Accelerate. Did you notice? Let's see. So when they go to Hobbs End, did you notice they cross the abyss? when she's driving them there, and they find the bridge, right? So right when they get to the bridge, she's looking over the window of the car, and she notices that they're crossing an abyss.
Yeah. Yeah, that was well done. I mean, the cinematography's is solid on it as well. I really like some of the.
Well, that's another Crowleyan element, because in the Crowleyan scheme, in order to achieve apotheosis, you have to cross the abyss. Like the magician has to cross and we know that the abyss is, in Scripture, it's the abode of the demons. It's where the demons are expelled to. The outer darkness, Jesus calls it the abyss. Crowley talked about crossing the abyss, right? And when you cross the abyss, you come back, and then you're supposedly enlightened, because you've seen the darkest demonic realm, right? But that's where they go, is basically into this realm of the abyss, which is, well, I'm not going to spoil it, because we know where it is and what it is at the end of the movie, but so he goes into this other dimension, basically this other realm of the psyche, the abyss. The book seems to in some way be the bridge, like the bridge itself, right? The book is the bridge for the entities to come into this world. The bridge takes them to this other dimension. And so, did you notice that it was an Orthodox church when they got to the city?
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Yeah, they had an Orthodox church, and then I'm trying. I've got some like screenshots that I'm looking at, but it was the walls were warping, like the door started warping, right? And
right. So the first time you see it, he calls it a Byzantine style church. It obviously looks totally Orthodox, and then it's supposed to be the gateway once again for the real evil to come, and at the end. Because this book's about the end of the world, right? And so the church there's a church inside the church, just like with Prince of Darkness. There's a secret church within the church, right? Which is the real source of the evil. Again, we kind of believe that Antichrist will have a false church, will come from out of the church. Let's see.
But when she goes down into the chamber, right? Into she gets initiated into the next level and goes down into the
So
she meets Sutter church, and what does she discover there?
Yeah, she finally meets Sutter Cain, and he touches her, and Sutter Cain has got a demon on the back of his head, and he basically brainwashed / possesses her, right? Mm-hmm. So Sam Neill is still the protagonist fighting all this. He's running away, but he's starting to realize that this is all going nuts, right? So. Children.
There's this aspect of another aspect of Crowleyanism to what's going on here is there's a very sexual aspect. It's very sexualized, the possession and the contact with her and Sutter, and then the other male character as well, right? There's a lot of sexual tension building up, and she even tries to use her sexuality to influence.
Yes, she tries to seduce. Yeah, exactly, and. The children too are key, because they say that the evil one's goal is to get the children, and when he's got the children of the town, they start turning more and more into zombies. You notice the kids at first, they just have these splotches from some kind of virus outbreak, and then a few sequences later, they've got total zombie face. They're their faces are melting. So that's because it's going after the children. And Crowley actually said that too, that he would go after all of England's children and bugger them or something crazy like that. That he would destroy England
what
through
Jimmy
the
Savile
children.
did. I guess Jimmy Savile really picked up Have you seen some of this? There's some weird documentary about Savile. It wasn't the greatest, but there are some funny connections to Savile and Crowley. Not directly, but there are a lot of indirect connections that are maybe circumstantial evidence that he was heavily influenced by Crowley, and he even saw himself as a sort of a wizard, sort of dark magician.
Oh no, I've heard that. I think that's accurate. I don't know exactly what type of ritual stuff he was into, but I think that's definitely
he did hang around the Beatles. Remember, he toured actually with the Beatles on several tours, and he was very influential and was introduced to them. So he might have been the bridge to introducing the Beatles to Crowley. I'm not sure if how it played out.
Interesting. Could
it's
be
possible.
Sutter says that the Cthulhonic goblin goo creatures tell him what to write. He's the vehicle. And so it's just like Crowley claimed about his Book of the Law. Aiwass told him what to put into the Book of the Law, which Crowley said would initiate the final aeon, right? So the Sutter Cain is a Crowleyan type of character here. It's a new Bible, they call it, for the aeon, right?
Yep, that's what he said he wants it to be. And then there's even in the church, they have like a scene in the confession.
Yes, confess to the
box,
devil.
Right?
He says Sutter
very
Cain
inverted religious symbolism going on here with Sutter.
Yeah, he says that his books are more popular than the Bible. And then the key to the
Jesus, the Beatles are bigger than Jesus.
Don't you know, mate? Don't you know we're bigger than the Beatles? So the key to explaining the movie is when Sutter Cain says, "I think, therefore you are," right? Which is from Descartes. I think, therefore I am. Came up in last night's debate.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't want to bring it up because I know that you might.
I don't know anything about it. I don't understand it.
It might trigger you when you hear that because at the moment when
I got BTFO'd last night.
That was his argument. It's like, I think, therefore I am. That's my argument, man.
I got so BTFO'd that I don't even know what that word means.
I thought it seems like the guy just gave up within a few minutes and decided he's just going to spend the rest of it trying to annoy you.
You're like, that was the douchebag tactic of debate.
Like,
You're like, I'll just be a
douchebag. If I can make Jay punch the computer, I feel like I win this debate. I think is what he was going for. Did you catch? There was one point where he was
Jay. He was stuck in the loop, like ask yourself. Did you know?
Yeah, we need young virus to make a mix of Jay. There was one point when he basically admitted. What did he say? I lost it. It'll come back to me. I lost the thought, but it was terrible. Anyways, that has nothing to do with what we're talking about right now. I'm haunted by this debate that I witnessed last night. I think
so. There's two sequences there when Sam Neill is talking to Sutter Cain. Sutter Cain says, "I think, therefore you are," and then Sam Neill goes and looks into the portal and he sees the pages of the novel turned inside the church, right?
Yeah.
And so he sees the nameless ancient ones coming through the portal of the pages. Mm-hmm. And we're starting to figure out, right now it's starting. Then Sam Neill wakes up and he's at the crossroads, which is the classic place where you supposedly meet the devil in voodoo, at the crossroads. And then Sutter Cain's like, I can make my whole world blue if I want. And then suddenly everything's blue. Sam Neill goes nuts. And then we start to figure out that the movie was made. That's the best part, when the fourth wall is broken. The movie gets super meta. It gets double meta because Sam Neill goes to see the movie In the Mouth of Madness, and it's him watching himself in the movie.
Yeah.
And then what we find out is that Sam Neill is a character in Sutter Cain's story. So the whole world is the mind of the author. And it's what if a character in a novel or a story came to realize that he was stuck in a story.
Yeah. And I like the way they revealed it. You know, it's funny in some ways, and it's there's some creepy aspects. It's not like horrifying, right? It's like a horrible, it's like this very scary horror movie. There's a lot of humor.
I remember when I went and saw it when it came out, and it kind of creeped me out a little bit. But that was like 1993 or something like that. I was in like 8th grade, but 7th grade. But no, it's not creepy anymore. Now it's just kind of enjoyable and funny. But notice all of these, that's why it's called the Apocalypse Trilogy, right? The loosely titled thing, Prince of Darkness, In the Mouth of Madness, is John Carpenter's take on the end of the world. We see the Crowleyan themes. We see the fallen angel alien themes. So a lot of fun if you haven't seen them. Tristan, what do you give it overall?
I give it 2 liters of gack.
two Nickelodeon slimes. I'm gonna give it. I'm not going to say that. That's a little vulgar. I'll agree with you. I'll give it. The whole thing is great. I think it's a lot of fun. The more I watch John Carpenter, the more I appreciate it. So we got a few fat super chats here. Whoa, dude! Confirmed bigot. Look at that. $76.55. He says, Jay, my close friend, passed away unexpectedly last week. He always enjoyed and shared your videos, many of which helped him rediscover and explore orthodoxy. Thank you for continuing to fight degeneracy and promote critical thinking. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, confirmed bigot, but I really appreciate your $76. That made this whole stream worth it. May your friend rest in peace, and we will definitely offer prayers for the repose of his soul. So, Lord, have mercy on him, and thank you so much, confirmed bigot. I really appreciate it. I missed one of these guys. This, Brother Zach, $5. He says, well done on that debate last night. Jay, shout out to all my beautiful slow boys in the chat. You're all beautiful slow boys. All of you. Tristan, you too. You're a beautiful slow boy.
Thank you, Jay. That means a lot to me.
Not Tristan donated $5. I, Jay, recognize the fact that Little AIDS is the greatest rapper of all time and beat me in our rap battle. Tristan, I'm pretty sure that was you sending this super chat.
Wait, what's the name? What's the name of the super chatter?
Not
Tristan. The name is what?
Not Tristan.
So why would you think that's me? It's like explicitly.
Because anybody who would go to the trouble to call themselves Not Tristan is Tristan. And obviously putting out like total propaganda, lie, falsehood. I mean, if that's not you, that's one of your shill bot accounts, of which I'm sure you have many.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're like one of those conspiracy theorists or whatever, right? That just like believes all sorts of insane things about the world that don't even make sense, and that you just make up things to believe because you just think that everything's a conspiracy. Like you think that like the international elite like do bad things to people because they're evil or some stupid things like that, right? I get it. That's fine. One of your conspiracies. It's all good, dude.
Okay, I mean, sure. That wasn't Tristan. Okay. That wasn't.
Look, I don't disagree with what the super chat said, but I asked you what is the name of the person who said it. You said Not Tristan, so why would it be Tristan?
Yeah, I guess.
Can we just move on? You're making this really awkward. I don't know why you're making this
you
so
and
awkward.
T-Jump should.
Somebody's like
you and T-Jump should
money.
team up. You and T-Junk could use that same type of basic bitch logic if you want.
I just got cut out.
Primal Edge Junk. Primal Edge Jump. Primal Jump Health. I'm just trying to think of how you guys could come together and coordinate on a stream.
T-Jump?
With that basic bitch level argumentation and logic that you guys prefer.
Dude, I'm pretty sure all the experts in every single field agree that super chat was not
That's
said
true.
by me.
All right, I'm done. I'm BTFO.
Reality is reality, dude.
Rat Splatigan. Rat Splatigan. That's a good name. $20. I sent Primal Cringe Hell $20 last night, and I got a great answer. The pressure is on. Number one, stream a movie from 2019 called Portals. Please watch and report back, or you are a bigot. Number two, what do you think of Bret Easton Ellis? He is gay but based. I have not read Bret Easton Ellis, so I can't comment. I know he's a big fan of David Lynch. I think, doesn't he have some? I've read it. Actually, I read his famous essay about David Lynch, which I thought was a good essay on what is Lynchian in a movie. But I've not read his big fat book, so I can't talk about. I don't know what to say about his. But I mean, I guess American Psycho, right? Didn't he do American Psycho? It's a good movie, but I have not read him to speak of it. So I've not streamed Portals. I don't know what that is. I'll have to check it out. Tristan, have you seen Portals? Write that down.
No, I haven't seen.
By the way, somebody trolled me pretty good, telling me things to write down to watch, and one of them I looked it up. I did not watch it, by the way, but it was not a morally appropriate type of movie that I would watch. But they trolled me pretty good. They're like, "Bro, you need to go watch such and such." I went and watched that trailer, and they got me pretty good. I won't say what it was, but somebody trolled me pretty good with a movie recommendation. Tristan?
Am I still here? Can you hear me?
Are you zoning out? Is this your subtle way to insult me?
Why do you have to make
intentionally
this so awkward every
zone
time?
out?
You have to make it. You just need constant attention from me. All you want is my attention. Like I mean, you like all the voice messages.
I can't
and
handle
emails.
like, yeah.
He sends me these long emails. Like every morning, I have to email Jay and tell him, "Yes, Jay, we're still friends.
Yeah.
We're still okay. I still like we're still friends, dude."
I'm like Tristan. Let me give you this really important explanation of what this movie means in my life. And Tristan's like, "Yeah, dude, see ya." Just gets up and leaves. Luthien.
I'm studying. All right, man. Like
Tristan's over there reading like boring ass vegan shit. Like he's not even in this whole discussion.
what is your problem, man? What is it? Like you just bring me on here just to humiliate me? Is this what you do? Just humiliate me and just make fun of me and hurt me? Just want to hurt me? Why are you hurting me?
I would never hurt you.
You're hurting
me.
me.
I love you, bro. Would never hurt you.
Well, say that I'm the best rapper.
I'm not gonna lie.
Dude,
if you love me, you wouldn't want me to lie.
It's not a lie.
Okay, Tristan. Sure. Luthien for $10. He says, "What is the best order to read the Orthodox Study Bible? From Genesis to the New Testament, quite literally. I mean, there's a new super chatter. Definitely.
What? Whoa, who sent a super chat?
His name is definitely not Tristan for $10. I, Jay Dyer, recognize that Tristan is better than me and I am inferior to him." Didn't say which Tristan. Could be Tristan Tate. I just had Tristan Tate on. We don't know which Tristan we're talking about here. So you tried, but it didn't really achieve what you wanted. Nice try.
I don't know how would I be doing that if I'm clearly sitting here paying such close attention to everything.
I can't figure it out. You and T-Jump got that basic bitch logic that I just can't. It's like a Rubik's Cube in my mind. I can't get out of.
I'm right. Look at my hands. How am I setting a super chat? Look at my hands. You see they're right here.
You got the boomer wife of yours over there. She's over there doing it on that other computer.
Dude, she's making OnlyFans content. She's in the other room. She's taking with ribeye, not her. Perverts.
All right. I don't see any more super chats. We had a great stream. By the way, after this, everybody, Metropolitan Jonah is continuing the catechism classes. So if you want access to the Discord, somebody please put the Discord link into the chat. I don't have it handy, so I can't do it right now. But you can find your way over to my Discord, and then we will set up Metropolitan Jonah to do the 5th installment of his catechism classes for everybody. So we're looking forward to that. Tristan, Primal Edge Health, everybody go follow Tristan at Primal Edge Health. Thank you so much for coming on and doing, even though the stream crashed, even though you had really basic bitch logic that you brought to this discussion. It's okay. We still enjoyed your insights.
Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate the fact that I come on such like stupid small channels. Like I just really appreciate the fact that I do like charitable.
No check marks.
I just want to point out. Shut up, Jay. Shut up. I just want to point out. Let me talk. Will you let me talk? Just let me talk. Why are you laughing? I just want to point out that I think it's really commendable that I take time out of my day and out of my life to come and talk to all of you guys and you people who like Jay. Like I just want to say there's levels to this stuff, right? Yeah. Like there's levels to this stuff where people like me are at. And then when I come to channels like Jay's and I do stuff like with people like Jay, there's a charitable aspect of me. And I might seem like I'm just this big, loving, cuddly teddy bear, but I'm also charitable. And I might be really handsome and better looking than Jay.
But also
might be more intelligent than him. My mom told me I have 147 IQ. You know, I mean,
look, Tristan, look.
I'm just, let me finish. Okay. I just want to say that I think it's really nice that I did this. And I think that
speaking of levels, there, just as you were speaking of levels of blue check and not blue check, I don't have the check. It's good to bring somebody on who can reach the basic bitch people, right? So, I mean, the tier of stuff that I'm talking about is a little higher.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I like that I
need somebody to appeal to that lower basic bitch.
The simpletons. Niche. I like to talk to the simple people like you and your audience. And because I feel like we should raise, instead of looking down on people like Jay, we should raise them up and bring them to our own level. Like, you know, don't look down on Jay. Bring them up to like here on me. That's what I want to say. And I really, I don't know, how long can we do this? How long? Can we
Well,
do this?
somebody's asking in the chat if you're on drugs. Yes, Tristan is pretty usually on Molly when you see him on streams. He's on Molly.
It's like I do homeopathic. I do microdosing of.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. All right.
Ayahuasca.
Primal Edge Health. By the way, Tristan's streams have been really funny lately. I've been cracking up. He's been keeping me laughing. It's top tier comedy. The vegans are just giving him endless material to make fun of. It never ends.
I appreciate it. No, honestly though, I do. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate my channel. So thanks. No. I love that you like it. I like to be able to.
You love that you like yourself, and I like that you love that you like yourself. And we're proud of you for loving that you like yourself.
Look, when I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror just like anyone else, and for a long time.
When you look in the mirror, you see what that bitch in Prince of Darkness saw. That's what you see.
It's like tomorrow morning. I get to wake up in the morning, just get to look in the mirror, just like you, except I see me.
Okay, I'm trying to end the stream so that we can go to Metropolitan Jonah. So, thank you, Tristan.
Good night, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Thank you, Tristan. I'm going to say now, don't go subscribe to Tristan. Actually, unsubscribe to Tristan and come.
He's nagging you. He's nagging you. It makes you want to do it. Like, don't read. Sure, okay. In the Mouth of Madness.
Yeah. Tristan's basic bitch logic, yes. Him and T-Jump.
Thank you, Jay.
Tristan and T-Jump, the new combo. You can check out their new streams where they go through basic addition formulas, times tables. I think Tristan's going to be helping T-Jump to learn his basic time tables, and vice versa. T-Jump's going to be helping Tristan to learn some of the like basic words, grammar, that kind of stuff. So for a lot of this,
I just want to say, like, Jay, I know it's really tiring. I know this week you're doing your heterosexual conversion therapy, and taking time out of your day, like during this really difficult time when you're really confused, you have all these things going on in your mind, and looking at me and not openly drooling and lusting after me. So I just want to say that I hope all goes well with conversion therapy. I didn't know they're still doing that. I thought it was illegal in some places. But I think it's really cool, and I love it. And I guys,
you notice, by the way, did you notice T-Jump and Tristan? They're actually at the same place. Like, it's the same big giant chair that they both sit in. It's just that T-Jump,
I'm in his lap.
T-Jump is about this big, right? That's why his head was like this giant chair, but it's actually the same chair.
I'm sitting in his lap, right?
T-Jump is like this big. Oh, you're in his lap.
I want to thank Jay though. Thanks for introducing
dude in your lap.
my new internet daddy, T-Jump, because that guy's so funny.
All right, dude. Thank you. We had a good stream.
Peace, guys. Thanks a lot, Jay.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Thanks, dude. That was funny.
Yeah, that was fun.